Good day, everybody. This is Gardening Warrior Q, and we're using up some of the last fragments from my freezer. I had one more container of 12 dozen eggs and 1 cup of cheese. I added 1 cup of milk to this and 2 cups of diced ham that I already had in my freezer. I defrosted it and had Al cube it up. And I have a bunch of ends of bread. I've taken as many pans as I could find that were deep, and I've greased them very well. And now we're going to put some of these, because I have a daughter that doesn't like the edges of the bread. So sometimes I make breadcrumbs, sometimes I make croutons, and I have plenty of both of those. And I still have 4 bags of bread. Well, you know, the crust. And these make great little bottoms. If you're making like a casserole or anything like that, these actually work really well. I'm just going to fill them up. Sorry, my bag is getting out of the way. I'm just going to fill it up about halfway. Each container will have a different amount because they're smaller and bigger. And there's a loaf pan. So fill it up about halfway with your bread crust. Or if you have regular stale bread, you can use that. You just want to cut it in small enough slices. Alright, that used 1 bag for 2 casserole dishes. Now I'm going to take my egg mix and pour it into the casserole dish. I cannot do that and hold the phone. So I'll come back after I'm done. Alright, I have just enough bread here to probably fill this loaf pan and just enough mix to put on top. But you see, what you want to do is get that bread completely covered with the egg mix. There is 1 little piece of bread, but I'm not worried about it. And I save my bread bags for a very good reason. I have a sealer, a vacuum sealer. It did not take the air out of it, but it did seal it quite nicely. That was done with a vacuum sealer. That's what that was done with. And then it was in the freezer, and as you can tell, it's not freezer burnt. And I did that about 6 months ago, so I'm very impressed. I just realized I showed y'all the wrong end. This is the end that was sealed with the vacuum sealer. Right there. See how nice that is? And like I said, no freezer burn. The bread's perfectly fine after being in the freezer for 6 months. Alright, so they're all ready to go. We used 1.5 of the bags of bread crust that we had.
Pizza roast, please.
Okay, so this is the egg mix, and I will put the instructions and everything for this down below. This is a loaf pan, and this is just a small Pyrex casserole dish. This is a small round casserole dish, probably Pyrex as well. And I'm going to stick them in the oven, which has been preheated to 375, uncovered, for 30 minutes. Okay, so it took a total of 55 minutes. I did at the 30-minute mark because I saw the edges were getting a little brown. I went ahead and covered them with some foil very loosely, but they look magnificent. And they're no longer jiggly. I've already made my mistake of grabbing that. Look at that. That's what you want. You want them to be stout. It's still boiling a little, but it's not gooey in the middle. And it's not jiggly in the middle. What you can do, just like a cake, it is still a little bit undone. That one is. That one's very much undone. So I'm going to stick that one in for probably another 10 minutes. That one for another 10 minutes. And that one seems okay. Let me check it again. So just like I figured, the shallower one is more done. I think I accidentally turned my oven off when I was trying to turn the timer off. I did. All right, so I'm going to let this heat back up, but I'm going to go ahead and put these back in for another 10 minutes. But they're beautiful. Look at that. They are absolutely gorgeous. They're just not done on the inside. All right, so all the knives came out clean. So they are completely finished. And I will put, again, the recipe down below. You're going to want to let these cool for at least a good 10 minutes because it will continue cooking on the inside. But they are absolutely gorgeous. So excited! Gonna have some breakfast casserole in our freezer. One will probably be for tonight. Probably this thinner one here will be for tonight. And the girls have been salivating, wanting to eat them, and everything else that I've been cooking all day long. So, y'all have a great night, and hopefully this will inspire somebody to use their scraps and little bits of what they have, leftovers, and make something delicious. Good night.